right. And then don't worry about the camera, just talk to me. So, NFL Combine, you got to go experience that. What was that like for you?
I mean, it was just a pretty surreal experience. Watching that on TV since I was about 10 years old, then finally getting to go out and perform and do the things that I like to do, it was really a blessing.
What was your initial reaction when you got that Combine invite?
Just relief more so than anything, because I knew that once I got there, sky's the limit. I know what I'm capable of. I know what I've always been able to do, and it's just getting the platform to go out and show the world what I can do.
So that bench press, 34 reps, most of any running back. I mean, were you expecting that, or did you kind of surprise yourself?
No, I was definitely expecting that. I mean, in senior year of high school, I got 31 reps doing the same thing. So I've always just been really strong, and it's something I was glad I got to put on display.
I think I read that you were 4th of anyone at the Combine.
Okay.
And most of any running back, and the only guys who were more were linemen. How does that make you feel?
I mean, I've always just had really good strength, especially when it comes to pushing stuff. So it's, I expected to do that, so it's not surprising in the slightest.
What sorts of feedback did you get from the Combine when you were there?
I mean, a lot of really positive feedback. I don't have any off-the-field red flags or anything. Medical history is good. Interviewed really well, showed my football knowledge. Then I went out and performed on the Friday of the Combine where running backs were asked to perform. I performed well. So, a lot of good feedback. A lot of one-on-one interviews with running back coaches from various teams. I met with about 29 out of 32 teams when I was there. So, I mean, it was a really eye-opening experience. I'm really fortunate that I got to go through that.
What did you learn from that experience?
Just how to sell myself. It was more so Combine prep, where you learn how to answer questions, how to draw on the whiteboard, how to memorization techniques to perform well on all the psych tests, like the Wonderlic and stuff like that. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes into preparing for the Combine.
Was it nerve-wracking at all, knowing kind of who was watching?
No, I wouldn't say so. I've never really been one to get nervous about stuff like that when it comes to performing. And, if you do worry about stuff like that, then that's when your performance is affected by it. So, try not to worry about that. Control what you can.
At what stage did you think the NFL was a realistic possibility for you?
I'd say middle school is when, just having fun playing football and realizing that, my God-given ability was, something that could take me to this sort of a level. And, I don't know, just being fortunate enough to have good coaching up throughout the years, just by making the right decisions on and off the field, and that's really set me up to be where I'm at today.
Was it always football for you, or, was there ever any other backup plan, or has it always just been, it's going to be football?
I mean, actually, the first sport that I was best at was baseball. Growing up, elementary school, I would, baseball is definitely my sport. I was a hitter and a catcher, and then middle school I played outfield a lot, and but that just never really stuck with me. Baseball is kind of a boring sport for me. I like to be more directly involved, and so football naturally took its place.
You got to tell me about your experience with the Chiefs recently.
Yeah, so I went to the local day. Had a good workout. It was about an hour-long workout with the running back coach, OC, and the whole staff was there watching all of us work out and stuff. And I did really well. Ran a lot of routes out of the backfield. Lined up out wide a couple times. Ran some routes for them. And then afterwards, I met with Coach D, the running back coach there, for about an hour and a half afterwards, and just had a good talk. And it was, learned a lot of football stuff. So it was very nice.
Would you like to end up in Kansas City? Yeah,
for sure. Wherever I go, I'm going to be blessed to be there. I'm going to do whatever I can to help the team. But, my family definitely would appreciate it if I was a little more local than some other places. So, they'd like that a lot.
Being a Pittsburgh guy, kind of what would it mean to kind of represent, that area and just, Kansas as well?
do what I've always done, carry myself professionally, let people know that, I know the game of football, I love football, and I'm going to work my tail off to do whatever I can to be the best person I can be. That's something that, has been instilled in me since I was little, and I think that can be attributed to where I'm from, Pittsburgh, Kansas.
So tell me what you kind of been doing to train and kind of get prepared for the NFL.
So I actually headed down to Dallas December 26th. I was training at Michael Johnson Performance. I was there up until the day before the combine, and it's all about nutrition, recovery, rehab, and then training and doing stuff specific for the combine drills. And so really it was just an experience where I had two months to myself in a hotel room, did a lot of meditating, praying, and just being able to focus on what was coming and preparing myself mentally and physically to get to where I'm at.
Kind of going back to the combine, obviously you did amazing on the bench press. I think your cone time was second.
Something like that.
Something like that. So I know you did very well in multiple categories. Do you feel like you improved your draft stock?
Yeah, for sure. I don't think a lot of people were expecting me to perform the way that I did or to be as athletic as what I am. So I knew going into it that all I had to do was get that invite, and then I'd be able to blow expectations out of the water.
You led the Big 12 in rushing yards. I think you were named second team. Does stuff like that does that motivate you, like feeling that you're still kind of under the radar a bit?
I'd say a little bit, yeah, but that's how it's always been. I wasn't a huge recruit coming out of high school when I felt that I should have been. But that's not stuff that you can worry about. You just can go out there and do what you can do the best you can on the field, and get to that next level. This is the top of the top, so I got to prove myself all over again, and I'm ready to do that.
I know K-State, this program has been a very blue collar type of program. You got to go out and earn that respect.
Yeah.
Do you kind of feel that? Do you kind of like that challenge in a way?
Yeah, I'd say so. You got to earn what's given, or you got to earn everything. Nothing's given to you, and that's something that K-State really drilled into me more than anywhere. And just going out every day, working and earning what you can get, and maximizing everything.
Have you heard, in terms of feedback you've received, roughly where you could go in the draft?
It's pretty broad. They tell everybody, about a 5-round range. So I've heard anywhere from as high as 3 to as low as 6. So somewhere in there, who knows? You never know what can happen. We'll see on draft day.
What would it mean to you, draft day? You get your name called. You get that phone call.
Yeah, it's for me. Honestly, it's just the next step. Just trying to get to where I can be. Maximizing my full potential as a football player, and I'm glad that I will be happy and glad that I get drafted. It'll be a surreal experience to hear my name called, but in the back of my mind I'll know that that's not where I want to stop. It's not my dream to make it to the NFL. My dreams and aspirations are bigger than that, and like what you just said, I got to go out there and earn it and prove myself all over again once I get to wherever I'm selected to go.
What are you looking forward to most about the NFL?
Just the challenge of it. Being able to fully dedicate myself to football. Not having to worry about class, not having to worry about all the other things that come with the college experience. College was great, and I'm glad that I got my 4 years in Manhattan to do what I had to do, take care of business. But when it comes to NFL, it's your job. It's a paycheck, it's a business, and just the professional aspect of it. I think that's going to be something that I'll excel with.
For whatever team drafts you, what are they going to get from Alex Barnes?
They're going to get somebody who's going to do whatever it takes to be on the field as much as possible. Whatever I'm asked to do, I'm going to do it as best as I can, whether that's, special teams, finding something to do on there, or if they do want me to be that every down back, they're going to get 100% no matter what every time I'm out there.
What's kind of the toughest part about this entire process?
I don't really think much has been too tough. I guess kind of managing interviews and stuff with different teams. I've always been a little, in terms of time management when it comes to stuff like that, it's been a little more difficult for me. But just the whole process has been just great, just fun, and just kind of like what you said, defying the expectations that people put on me coming into this whole process and then blowing them out of the water. It's just, the whole experience has just been a lot of fun for me.
How do you feel your experience here at K-State has prepared you for this next level?
Just mentally tough. That's something that we worked on every day at K-State, being challenged with workouts or, whatever. whatever they threw at you, you had to be ready for it, and you had to make the most out of every opportunity. And that's something that, throughout my career here that I was able to do, and I was able to maximize everything that, every challenge that was put in front of me. And, K-State really did a good job with, helping me become a man who can answer those sort of problems with a mature response, instead of, some people, whenever there's adversity that's thrown their way, they might throw in the towel, or they might, do something that would, hinder their future performance in some sort of way. But here it's just about being able to accept the challenge and take it on head on and just do what you can.
Do you have any specific plans for how you're going to spend the draft?
I'll probably just be at home with my mom and my stepfather, nothing real big. I feel they kind of know too that it's not something I want to celebrate, more so because it is, it's going to be a great moment. I want to share it with like the people closest to me, but it's not something that I want to celebrate in that regard, because it is just the next step. It's not the final step. It's not like the culmination of anything. It's, it's just a stepping stone to get to where I'm going to be.
What do you feel, what's the final step for you?
We'll see. I'm not 100% sure what that is, but it's not just hearing my name called. That's not where it ends.
Why should a team draft you?
Because I'm the best running back in the NFL draft right now. There's not going to be somebody as big as me that's going to be able to do what I do, when it comes to strength, speed, catching the ball out of the backfield, versatility, or somebody who's as intelligent as I am, on and off the field. I'm not going to get in trouble. I'm not going to show up on any list. I'm going to do everything the right way. And, that's all that you can ask for these days.
Cool. Anything else you want to add?
Nope, that's it.
Awesome, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. So what's next for you right now?